Good day, good day, good people. My name's Howard Martell, and we're going to be doing a pretty interesting topic. This book I got called Stop Selling, Start Asking: The Most Powerful Psychological Questions Techniques to Boost Your Sales Success. A practical sales guide for managers, entrepreneurs, and salespeople by Roman Kmenta. So I'm going to share with you part one. It's summarized. Message is simple, but it's a total shift for most people. Stop trying to win the sale with your pitch and start winning the sale with your question. Because when you pitch too early, you create pressure, and pressure creates resistance. People shut down, they get skeptical, and they start protecting themselves. But when you ask the right questions, something different happens. You lower your guard, you build trust, and you uncover what's actually going on, what the person wants, what they fear, what they've always tried, and what's stopping them from moving forward. Part one is really about psychology of a sales conversation. It's saying that people don't want to be sold. They want to feel understood, and they want to feel like they are in control of the decisions. So instead of trying to convince someone, you got the conversation with the questions that do three things. Number one, they reveal the real problem. Most prospects start with surface level symptoms. The right questions help you find the deeper issue, the cause of the problem, how long it's been happening, and what's going on in their life or business. Number two, they create clarity and urgency, not fake urgency, real urgency. The kind that comes from person hearing themselves say out loud, yeah, this is serious and I need to fix it. Number three, they uncover the objections early before you waste time pitching. A lot of objections are predictable: money, timing, spouse, true, trust, fear of change, fear of making mistakes. Strong questions bring those to the surface so they can handle them calmly. And then a major point in part one is this: the best salespeople talk less and listen more. They don't dominate the conversation, they create space for the prospect to think. They let the prospect do the explaining, because when the prospect explains their situation, they start persuading themselves. So here's the practical takeaway from part one. Next time you're in a sales conversation, don't open with features and benefits. Open with curiosity. Ask a question like, what made you look into this now? What happens if nothing changes? What have you tried already? What would a good outcome look like for you? Then listen. Don't rush to the rescue. Silence them. Let them talk. And once you understand their problem, then you recommend something that fits without pressure. That's the mindset shift from part one. You don't close with pressure, you close with clarity. And I think that is a true thing. Now, this was a simplified version of part one, right? Now, as we go into part two, I want you to know that this can happen in any business, right? And as you go forth and you or whatever you're doing, whether it's affiliate marketing or you're an entrepreneur yourself, understand he who speaks more will not. You don't need to prove your point. See, if you want people to understand who you are and what you provide, just allow them to do the talking, edify them, and then when the time comes, they say, "Oh, what do you do?" Then the opening comes, right? Don't just go for the killer instinct at these networking events and like, oh, I'm gonna get all these leads and all these people are gonna want to join what I'm doing. No, no, go into a mindset of a servant, being a servant, and just being a good listener, right? Be a good listener. And what I want to do is I want to give you an example of how that's going to look. So stop selling, start asking, part two. This is going to be geared towards financial services or those who are selling products that can help people in whether it's their things like I deal with called living benefits, and a lot of companies don't have that. When you get benefits, if you get sick, lose your job, and it's included in your specific vehicle that you have purchased through a licensed like living benefits specialist or vice versa. And it protects you because then you can borrow against it and it has no additional cost because it's a insurance policy, life, but also it has the benefits where you get sick And what I've learned in the short time that I've been becoming educated about it, especially our Money 101, for every death benefit, there's at least 9 living benefits. One of the reasons is because by the time you turn anywhere from your 50s to your 60s, your lease has one chronic issue that you have, right? But what if that chronic issue became cancer, dementia, or whatever? There's a bunch of things based on things that our company that we partner with these incredible organizations that have been around for 180 years provide these products. All we're doing is just educating you about it. And it's called living benefits. So definitely look into it and stuff. So where people are cautious emotionally, they need to trust before they decide. So part one was about a mindset shift. Stop pitching early and start leading with questions. Part two, where the questions help you handle hesitation and objections without pressure, without arguing, and without sounding salesy. Here's the big idea for this industry. Most objections aren't rejections, they're uncertainty. And uncertainty usually comes from one of the three places. They don't fully understand the value, they don't trust the process yet, or they're afraid of making the wrong decision. So instead of overcoming objection with a pitch, you diagnose objections with questions. Let's talk about big ones we hear all the time. When someone says, I already have coverage, a weak response is to start selling harder. A stronger response is question like, got it. What type of coverage is it? And when was the last time you reviewed it? If you got sick or injured and couldn't work, what part of your plan protects your income and cash flows? That's the living benefits. That's the power of this tool that allows you, because most Americans go medically bankrupt 60% because of medical bills and having when you're working the income continues to go up, right? But when you're not working, that income goes down and those debts go up, right? It's a simple concept where if you die, you just give your insurance policy, right? But when you're alive, you have living benefits to help you. And we have helped the company that I work with, they've helped thousands upon thousands of people. And we heard the testimonies a few weeks ago. So if you got sick or injured and couldn't work, what part of your plan protects your income and cash flow? Most people are like, what's that? That's my medical. No, your medical's not going to cover all your bills. I can tell you that already. Because the point isn't to replace what they have, it's to see if there are gaps. That's where we come in. We use an education approach, our Money 101. When someone says it's too expensive, instead of defending price, you ask, compared to what? Is that the premium doesn't fit the budget or the premium doesn't feel valuable yet? If we adjust the plan to match your budget, would you want to solve this problem now? That tells you if it's a budget issue or a value issue. When someone says, I need to think about it, you don't chase them. You clarify with something like, totally fair. What specifically do you want to think through? Is it the monthly cost, the company, the coverage details, just the idea of making change? Because think about it, is often coded for, I'm not clear enough to say yes. And when someone says, I need to talk to my spouse, you can say, of course. Why do you think your spouse will be most concerned about? Would it help if we did a quick 10-minute call together so both of you can ask questions at the same time? That keeps it respectful and moves it forward. And here's the key to part two principle, especially in the financial services, the close should feel like a decision, not a surrender. So you use calm decision questions. For example, based on what you told me you want, does this plan match it? Do you feel comfortable with the coverage and the payment, or is it something still unclear? Would you like to start with a simple version now and review upgrades later? And here's the final takeaway. Don't push for the application until you earned clarity. Your job is to help the client understand their risk, their options, their next step. So this close sounds like this. Do you want to move forward with the plan today, or would you prefer we pause and revisit it later? Because when you sell insurance the right way, you're not pressuring people. You're allowing them to make a decision as the client because it's their money that they're trying to protect. You're just trying to be the vehicle. You're trying to be the tour guide. And you're helping with them protecting their family with confidence. And that's part two for one line for this business. You don't overcome objections with pressure. You overcome objections with the right questions. So what I love about it is I'm creating role play right now. I want to go through this because I think this is crucial for anybody in business, right? So this is a scenario that's coming up, right? It's going to be financial services. It's going to be the licensed living benefit specialist or agent, whatever you want to call yourself, and plus a prospect. And then I need to talk to my spouse. So the goal is to model calm, question led clarity, schedule three-way calls, and next step. Agent, you, prospect, primary decision maker on the call, spouse, not on call yet, then joins briefly for a set appointment. Agent's going to set the time frame. Before we look at any numbers, I want to be respectful of your time. My job is to ask a few questions, find out what you're trying to protect, and then I'll show you a couple options that fit. If that's not a fit, we'll stop. Fair? Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. And just so I don't miss anything, will anyone else be involved in the final decision with you, spouse or partner? My wife. Yeah. Great. Thanks. We'll make sure she's comfortable too. Scene two, needs plus gap question. What prompted you to look at this now? I've been meaning to get life insurance handled. We've got kids and prices are going up. Got it. If something happened to you, what would you want fully covered? Mortgage, income replacement, college debt? What matters most? Mortgage and income. College would be nice too. Makes sense. Here's a quick clarity question for you. If you couldn't work for 3 to 6 months because of serious illness or injury, what would you use first? Savings, credit card, or family help? Savings first, then probably credit cards. Okay. So one goal is protection if the worst happens, and the other goal is protecting cash flow so you don't have to go into debt. That's helpful. In our scene three, agent presents a simple recommendation. Based on what you said, the simplest solution is coverage that protects the mortgage and replaces income. I can show you two levels. Option A is a basic protection level. Option B adds stronger cash flow protection in case of qualifying illness. Before I show pricing, does that direction match what you want? Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Great. Here are two options side by side. Which one feels closer to what you have in mind? Probably option B, but I need to talk to my wife. The spouse objection handled with questions. Totally fair. And I'm glad you said that. Let me ask you one quick question so we can handle this in the right way. What do you think your wife will be most concerned about? The monthly payment, the company, or the what if we never use it feeling? Probably the payment. Got it? Question. If we could get this into a payment that feels comfortable, is there any other reason you wouldn't move forward? No, that's my main thing. Perfect. So we're not stuck. We just need alignment. Our fifth scene, the move, three-way clarity. Here's what works the best so you don't have to re-explain everything. Let's do a quick 10 to 15-minute call with you and your wife, and I'll walk you through the two options, answer your questions, and you both decide together, no pressure. Yeah, that would help. Great. Is she usually free evenings or lunchtime? Evenings. Perfect. I have 7 to 8:30 available tomorrow. Which one is better? 7. It's locked in. I'll send a calendar invite. One last thing. On that call, do you want me to focus mainly on keeping the payments comfortable or maximizing coverage? Payments comfortable. Got it. I'll bring a comfortable payment version and a strong protection version so she can see both. Scene 6. Spouse joins briefly if you want it and on a three-way. Thanks for joining us. Quick goal. I'm going to summarize what you said and show two options, and you can tell me what concerns you have. Sounds right? Sure. He said the top priorities are mortgage and income protection, and the main concern you might have is a monthly payment. Is that accurate? Yes. Great. Before I show options, what number would you feel comfortable monthly ballpark? Probably around $300. Perfect. I'll show you an option near that number and one step above, and you can decide what feels right. Why this works. Quick coaching notes. You validate the spouse's objections, no pushback. You diagnose the real concern with a question, and you confirm it's the real concern. You control the next step with scheduled three-way call and two-way choices. Now, that was just a snippet of how you approach things, right? And I think this was crucial that people understand. Yeah, and it's a book that I'm reading. So thank you, Gabriel. And I try to mix the subjects up based on how I feel and just it's I like mixing it up because that provides variety and I get more subscribers to definitely check out what I have. All right. So our next thing is I'm going to show you another tool that we have at our disposal. So just bear with me. Excuse me. I just have to find it. So just bear with me. All right. So what I'm going to show with you is not that. I want to show this. Actually, I want to show this here, show this tab here. All right. So education here, you go to the education center here. I want to show you something, right? You want to learn about, let's go to the need to invest early. And we'll let
Say you have a really beautiful home with some really annoying neighbors, and you want a nice tall line of hedges to give you some privacy. When would have been the best time to plant those hedges? 10 years ago, right? Well, since we aren't capable of time travel yet, when's the second best time to plant those hedges? That's right, today. Let's take a second and talk about procrastination. More specifically, financial procrastination, and how it could be costing you thousands, if not millions of potential dollars in retirement savings. We all know that time is our greatest ally in growing our nest egg. The longer you leave your money in an interest-earning account, the bigger that number can grow. But exactly how crucial is the need to invest early? Let's take a look. Larry and his twin brother Barry are both 19 years old. Larry gets off to an early start with his retirement savings. He starts contributing $2,000 a year to an account that gains annual compound interest at 10%. Larry sticks to his savings plan for 7 years, but hits some tough times at age 27 on a bad investment in hoverboard technology. He stops contributing after that, but his savings continue to grow at 10% interest. His twin brother Barry, on the other hand, is a bit of a procrastinator. He doesn't contribute anything for the first 7 years, but at age 27, he starts contributing his $2,000 a year and continues to contribute that amount every year through age 65. So where do our twin brothers end up at retirement? Well, they both end up doing pretty well, but Larry's got the larger nest egg, despite the fact that he only contributed a total of $16,000 compared to Barry's $78,000. So how is it that Barry invested $62,000 more than his brother, yet now has $150,000 less in his retirement savings? The answer is time. It's a beautiful thing, especially when it comes to compound interest. Let's look at this another way, and at a more conservative interest rate. Let's say Larry is 30 years old, and he starts putting $5,000 per year into an account that gains 6% compound interest. At age 65, he'll end up with $557,000 for retirement. Now, if Larry had waited until he was 40 to start investing and wanted to end up with that same amount, he would have to put over $10,000 per year into that account. At age 50, the contribution would have to be just under $25,000 per year. So what did we learn? Procrastinating is the most damaging thing you could do when it comes to your retirement savings. But if you've been procrastinating, don't despair, repair. There's still time, and the best time to start planting that seed is today.
So that was one of our tools that we have, right? I want to show you another tool that I am very, very proud to let you know about. So just bear with me. I'm going to give you another one. So if you want to know more, you can go there. And when I share the screen out, I want to show you, we were talking about the living benefits. I think these are actually live people that have been
At the
helped.
age of 33, I never thought that I would get sick with cancer.
I felt great. I felt fine. I mean, there was no problems.
I am an avid gym goer. I was really in great health.
We're faithful people. I was like, that's not going to happen to us. It's not going to happen. So when it did happen, it was like, it took our breath away.
They called to let me know that I was diagnosed with stage 2-3 breast cancer.
A melanoma.
And that's when they told us they found a tumor.
I'm like, okay, well, I guess I have cancer.
We got him into a local oncologist to take a look at him, and he went straight to surgery.
When she looked me in the eye and said, I had other patients who have had this same thing and they've lived at least 5 years. And that's when it hit me.
When your family's hit with cancer like that, it turns your whole world upside down.
We knew it was there in the back of our mind. We never thought about it. We just made our monthly premiums.
There were several alternative treatments that without the living benefits policy, we never would have been able to afford.
There's a lot of things associated with cancer that the insurance companies do not cover.
Sure, I had insurance, And insurance is great, and I have very good insurance. I mean, I think my out-of-pocket costs were at least $30,000 for that year.
We had the mortgage, we had the car payments, we had private school tuition, we had credit card bills, groceries. Okay.
When you're not working and when you don't have an income, things like that are very important.
There were thousands of dollars that we were able to rely on that living benefits policy for.
They actually paid out $343,000.
Nothing that I had financially could cover that other than the living benefit plan.
To have that policy just like that, it means the world.
Had I not had that, I don't think I would be here today.
All that worry, stress, it just evaporated instantly.
You just don't know what tomorrow brings.
It gave me so many different options. Without that money, who knows where we'd be.
That's the power of the living benefits. It's very powerful.
All right. So what I'm going to tell you is this. If you don't have that to protect you, wow. If that doesn't motivate you to know more about the information I'm about to share with you on the screen, so just if you're in the greater Hampton Roads area, or if you're in the greater 50 states, we have a virtual event happening March 30th from 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Daylight Standard Time, to 8. And here it is right here. Most people in America would like to learn more about money. Join us for a free educational event about how money really works for you. Grow and protect your money doesn't have to be complicated. Join us for an informative, entertaining virtual presentation that takes all the mystery out of growing and preserving your wealth. Wherever you are in your financial journey, you will find something significant value in this education-based presentation. This and many events have changed the financial directions of my family and hundreds of thousands of people from all walks of life, to include teachers, police, firefighters, accountants, truck drivers, realtors, stay-at-home moms, CEOs, military, bankers, farmers, attorney, airline pilots, anybody, small business owners. Do you have a plan in place to protect you if anything happens to your health? Now, this is my group that I work with, the Five Rings Financial. Heather is an executive vice president with her husband, Scott, and we've got some events coming up. So let's first kick off that we have another event going on. Same time on the 30th. Now, this is a different time. This starts at, there's different times that it starts at. You can just check for availability. There's multiple dates available. The 30th is going to be about 1 hour. Okay. Our next event that I'm proud to tell you about is if you're local in the 757 area, Wine, Women, and Wealth. There's few tickets left. This thing sells out all the time. It's a great place where women, that's right, women can network if they're executives or they are very professional or whatever, they're entrepreneurs, whatever. Part networking, part financial education, part girls' night out. As it says before, Heather is very consistent. Please, no children or financial agents without prior consent. When you fill out and reserve your spot, this fills up. This is the location right there, the headquarters that I go to when I need to either be trained and fed. Next, our live event at the Westin. That's right. I'm going to share this link here, Money 101. Join us to learn how to grow and prospect your money. Protect that money. Money 101 to introduce you to 7-time proven financial tools and strategies. I've just showed you some of those. Compound interest and living benefits. That's right, I showed you that. Those are real people who the Virginia Beach team helped. I'm just saying. And other people have helped across the country. Now, you're going to have this, you're going to be introduced to 7-time proven financial tools and strategies that are essential for college funding, retirement plan, tax reduction or simple wealth accumulation using money you never knew you had. Tens of thousands of people, including me and my family, of all walks of life, have benefited from Money 101. And just like it says there, we never use sign-in sheets or ask anyone to wear sticky tags. Nope. We don't sell anything. We don't push any books or CDs, and we never pressure any appointments. It's up to you once you come to this live event that all we ask you to do is just relax, enjoy, and it's a lot of information to process because the education system is not teaching you these things. And I wish I knew this back when I was 25 when I first invested, because now I'm screeching on to 53, and I just started a plan with my wife, and then I just started one recently where I took my job's 401k, Roth and 401, regular 401, put that into a rollover, tax free, and I'm allowing my money to work with me. I'm so excited. So I'm not going to touch that money for 10 years. But what if I could double or triple it? And when the market goes up, I make money. When the market goes down, I don't lose any money. You're going to learn things like that. And that's why I'm passionate about being a licensed living benefit specialist, because I'm being mentored by Scott and Heather and their entire Virginia Beach team and the entire company. And we are here to educate the middle class. The middle class is a dying breed because of taxes and because of the constriction of how our money continues to lose its value because of high taxes, because of the irresponsible stewardship of our elected leaders. Now, doors open up at 6 p.m. and promptly it starts at 6:30. Please arrive early for the best seats. Join us afterward for a complimentary buffet dinner. The Westin puts on a great spread. The desserts are great too, but also the camaraderie there is great too. And if you have any questions after, all we ask you to do is fill out a simple survey. That's it. If you want further information, so we truly want to protect your confidentiality. We don't want other people to be in your business. So what we want to do is we want to sit down at your business or in your home or wherever you feel comfortable at and actually help explain more and possibly do a needs analysis with you to see how we can help you in your goals, not my goals, because I'm already using them. And I'm one of those hundreds of thousands of people that is very blessed to be working with this incredible company to help people. Because see, I served the military for 20 years, 10 days, and now I'm serving our community by educating them and protecting a very, very good asset that most Americans don't know how to protect at times. It's your money and how you can use that. So please come on out. I hope to see you. That is April 23rd. So with that being said, I've given you so much information. Please share this with somebody that you care about. I'd love to be able to help you and your family set yourself up for success in these rocky economic times that we're living in. You got to prepare now. And for my fellow military members, current military or veterans, definitely look us up. I'd love to be able to be honored to be able to serve you and to be able to help you. Just like I'm helping me and my family, I'm now turning that back. My last 2 years in the military, before I hung my uniform up, I was actually what they call a command financial specialist. So I was teaching sailors about budgeting, and most of the people that are sailors understand that. It's a hard position to get, but it was an honor to be able to counsel these young men and women so they were making sound financial decisions. So if you do have a thrift savings plan, remember that's at risk of losing money. We can help show you how to take that money and possibly double or triple that using our different products that we have, just like I'm doing. You could do it too. Take care. And I'm looking forward to helping each and every one of you become smarter with your money.